Well, here I am, August 25th, 2020. I'm at my new boat. She's a 34-foot Irwin. There's my truck. And as you can see, the Irwin is much larger. Yeah, so I'll just do a quick walk around. We've done this before, but I'm sure it wouldn't hurt to go again. I started peeling one of the letters off on here. Got to peel the rest of this name off and put my own on there. I think just buff that's just some sticky compound that was left behind there. That'll rub off with a bit of either acetone or something similar. And as you can see here, it's actually got registration until next year, so it's all taken care of. The hull, I honestly think it's just a minor rub back and I'll be able to anti-foul that without too much trouble. It's very clean, so we'll be worrying about that later. At the moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get stuck into doing the seals in the deck. That is, if we go upstairs here, we're going to make sure we got all the leaks around the stays taken care of. Oops. And those in particular that we're talking about, well, the stanchions have to be done, like that one there. I have to seal that. Seal these stays here, you see, they've got sealant around the top edge, which really is not what you want. You have to take those plates off, put the sealant in underneath so that they don't leak again. Once they are done, all 6 of them, I will put the mast back in again. What I'll also do with the mast is go through the wiring, make sure the wiring's good, as well as replace the anchor light and maybe the navigation light on the front of the mast as well. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'll do that. And if I've already got it by then, the radar can be mounted on the mast too before it goes up. I'll work that out in the next couple of days. Now down here, I'm in a bit of a quandary. I'd like to put an electric windlass in, but as you can see, I don't really have the room for it on the top of the deck. I suppose I could build like a pedestal on here, maybe go up here. I'm not sure yet. Something for me to think about anyway. That would be ideal. Once the mast is up in place, what'll probably happen next is I'm going to unscrew the tow rails all the way around each side of the deck, and we're going to reseal all the tow rails and take these screws out and put through bolts in with washers and nylock nuts. I like the idea of bolts with nuts rather than just a self-tapping screw. Then I'll also take the screws out of these, of say this here. These screws will come out. I'm going to put through bolts on them as well. But we'll worry about that after I've done the tow rails. And again, they'll have to be sealed too. Make sure there's no leaks into the boat. Carlos assures me that he's fixed any leaks that were around the portholes, so we don't have to worry about that. Decking up here is nice and solid, no soft spots. This is covered now at the moment because the hatches are being refurbished. So there's 2 hatches and they're basically cleaned up now. They just need to be varnished and then they're ready to go back on. There's a few bits and pieces down there laying around. That's the boom of the boat. I'll probably do with a little bit of a clean, but that can be put on the mast once the mast is back up again. There's the wheel for the boat. That wheel will go back on once we're ready. But everything has its moment, and that's not right now. So coming back down here, once we've got the boat sealed and there's no more leaks or no potential for leaks anymore, what I want to do then is replace the seals around the prop shaft and the rudder shaft. Once the rudder shaft and the prop shafts are done, I can then cross that off the list, and then I can focus on the engine. Now the engine is down here. She's a Yanmar 2QM20. Very popular engine, reliable, solid beast. She needs a little bit of work. I want to pull the starter motor out and go through that, and I want to service the engine and make sure everything's operational before we give it a kick in the guts and see what she's like. She does turn over though. Alright, so let's close this lid again, shall we? As soon as I can find them. And the thing is stuck. Here we go. No. Alright, we got that. I hadn't shown this before, but there is actually a little table that goes out here. It's got a little leg that folds down, and you fold that up and you can eat out here. A little porthole window in the back here. And you got put your drinks here. This is some of your instruments are here. Well, not instruments, but there's an hour meter for the engine. It's only got 1462 hours on the engine. We've looked at everything else here, I think. So let's have a look downstairs a bit more at what the work I want to do down here. So take those out. Alrighty, now we'll step down here into the bowels of the boat. Now all the sealing has to be done. I'm going to put white PVC sheet paneling up and make it easy to access. I'm also going to replace the paneling up here as well with the same sheeting. There's nothing wrong with that sheet, I just like the idea of having all one type of material and making it all new. And then that side panel will also have a sheet put across it as well. So that will all be done. The other side, it's got a mirror in there at the moment, and the paneling is still in place. That's the majority of the work here in the saloon. The V-berth is sort of filled up with stuff at the moment, so but I'm probably going to end up changing this. This V-berth needs some work, and we'll worry about that afterwards. There's plenty of storage space. Right now it's got cars of stuff all the way through it. I'd like to change this area here eventually. I mean, we'll leave it alone for now, get it out in the water and enjoy it a bit. But I'd like to have that sink recessed back towards the wall more and have it so it folds in flush with the wall when you're not using it. And that'll give you a larger area here to shower and such. And if we turn that head then around a bit, we may end up being able to move that wall this way a little. So we're not actually increasing the amount of room in here at the end ultimately, but what we can do is give more room into the V-berth area. Because right now there's only about 6.5 feet in length to the end of the V-berth, and I'd like to have a little bit more. So, right now it also has storage underneath as well, a place for a fire extinguisher, but we can do something with that if we close that off and have that storage underneath the mattress itself.